Let's have kids talk to grown-ups about their careers.
Hi, I'm Dolly, and today I'm visiting my favorite bakery, Cake and Loaf. And I'm going to be meeting Agatha, a baker.
Hi there, my name is Agatha Humphrey, and I am a baker slash pastry cook at Cake and Loaf, which is a neighborhood bakery in Hamilton, Ontario.
So Agatha, what do you do all day?
So all day I bake cookies, I bake bread, I bake pies, I do scaling, I do a lot of math. I do a lot of like hands-on work. It's very like hands and visual and eye, like hand-eye coordination. It takes a lot of focus. I get up at 3 in the morning, so I'm not actually working all day. I'm working all night and all morning. So my shifts are usually about 10 hours. They're 3 to 1 in the afternoon, and all day long I'm making cookies, essentially, brownies, etc.
Wow, Agatha, tell me again how your day begins.
So my day starts at 3 a.m., so I'm expected to be about 10-15 minutes early, so I usually get into work around 2:30, 2:40 a.m. And the day starts, we come in, it's usually just me and the other pastry cook, so it's usually me and like one other girl or one other guy, and we turn on some music, and the first thing we do is look for any leftover scraps, because we're really hungry in the morning. And then my day starts, so we'll put on some tunes, and we'll turn the ovens on, we'll make a big sheet on our prep list, like what we need to get done that day, and then we just sort of divide the work out on who wants to do what. And
so, where did you learn how to do this?
so I learned how to cook at home, and I learned to bake here. That's really the best way to phrase it. When you're baking at home, it's one thing. When you're making cookies and cakes at home, it's, you know, you take 2 hours and it's very easy and stuff. When you learn to professionally bake, it's a completely different story, and it becomes less about eating the cookie dough and more about making an 8 times batch of cookie dough and scooping it for 3 hours. So I would say that I learned to do it at work.
So when did you decide that you wanted to become a baker, and why?
So I decided to become a baker relatively recently, within the last 6 months. Before that I was a cook. I was a chef for 4 years, working at different golf clubs and restaurants. I decided that the cook life was not for me. It's very stressful. Instead of being a baker where the most stressful thing is filling orders, in the morning the most stressful thing when you're a cook is service. So you got to be ready to go for service at 7 o'clock for dinner, and it's just not my thing at all. So that's why I decided to be a baker. Why did I get into food at all? I've been cooking and baking since I learned to walk. And I usually did it for my parents and stuff, and then as my family sort of they got really busy and they needed somebody to cook for them, so that's where that became professionally.
What's your favorite thing to make or eat?
So my favorite thing to make and eat is the same thing, which makes things easy. Blueberry pie is my favorite food. It always has been. I've been known to eat entire ones and do weird things to my stomach after that. So actually pie generally is probably my favorite thing to make. I really love pastry, I love rolling, I love tucking pie crusts, and I like pie. It's delicious. So I would say that those are my favorite things for sure.
What's the hardest part of your day?
So I'd say that the hardest part of my day is probably getting up in the morning. That's pretty difficult. It takes about a month or 2 months to get used to that kind of shift work. And then after that, I would say probably the second hardest part is making sure that all of my orders are filled, packaged, and like out the door by 7 a.m. for the other cafes and stuff around us that have ordered our product. So it can get stressful sometimes if there's 2 of us and there's like 30 orders and we have to fill them all by that time. So it's more of a time management stress kind of.
So Agatha, were you a good cook or baker when you were a kid?
I was a good baker, I'd like to say, and I was a good cook as a kid growing up. I got a lot of training from my parents, who are fantastic cooks. But I would say again, like my best work has been in an environment where I have people who can train me and all of my resources at hand. So I have been the best baker in a bakery, and I've been the best cook at a place where I cook. It's at home is just not the same.
So Agatha, do you love your job, and why?
I do love my job. It's certainly the best job I've ever had. It'll probably be the best one I've ever had. And why do I love it? Okay, well there's besides the obvious, so I make cookies for a living. So I just need a minute to absorb that. But I do. I come into work and I'm, not allowed to leave work until I'm done making pie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I have to make butter tarts, so I'm here late. Like, that's absolutely the best kind of job I can imagine. That's, I get to eat a lot of scraps. I eat cookie dough for breakfast. I really love the people that I work with, and I think it's a very satisfying, fulfilling kind of career to take, because making food is almost like alchemy. It's like making something out of nothing. It's like touching something and turning it to gold. So I really like that it's totally science and it's chemistry, which is funny because I was terrible at math and science and chemistry and biology in school, and they wouldn't let me take advanced math because they said I couldn't do it, but that's all I do. So for instance, we make sort of a selection of bars and squares, we make cookies, we make breakfast items like muffins and scones. So here, we've got pumpkin coconut muffins today and morning glory muffins. I did cheddar scones because they're easy. I did 3 different kinds of cookies, so chocolate chunk, ginger snaps, and snickerdoodles. And we have 4 different kinds of bars currently, so kiwi crunch, date bars, score brownies, and lemon sherbet.